Our own goals. This is my update on the war in Ukraine. Hello there, I'm Elena. Welcome back to my channel Enough of Propaganda. Please like, subscribe, share my videos. Let's make truth available for everyone. For people who doesn't know me, I can tell a couple words. I'm originally from the USSR and Russia, but I live in Canada for over 20 years now, and I researched the war in Ukraine for over 11 years. This is a lone war which started in 2014. Despite some lies of some politicians making stuff up, my channel Enough of Propaganda, I created on purpose because I collected a lot of information during the years and on the war, and I want to share it with you so nobody could lie to you in the face and say that things which never happened happened and the other way around. Things what happened never happened. By watching my videos, especially the playlist important to know about the war in Ukraine, you will find out how it all started, why it all started, and why it is absolutely stupid, mindless thing to do, saying that let's get Putin to the table, let's have a ceasefire with Russia, let's make agreement with Putin that he will stop killing Ukrainians. By the end of this video, you'll have basic idea. If you don't have by now, I'll just underline certain things what is happening right now on the front. There is a very difficult situation near Pokrovsk, which Russia can't take for a long time. It's just amazing how people believe in nonsense. Enough to look at the map. Right now, Russia controls way less territory than they were in 2022, when they started the full-scale invasion. I'm reminding everybody that the war started in 2014. And only in 2022, Putin decided was brave enough and collected enough money from Russian people to start full-scale invasion. The way dictators work, in this case, I agree with Garry Kasparov, world chess champion. He said, dictators are thinking not why, but why not. Putin attacked Georgia. Putin attacked Chechnya. Putin didn't attack Chechnya, but he continued war in Chechnya and so on. And he get away with it. Then he attacked Georgia in 2008. And I have video on that as well. He got away with it. Then he attacked Ukraine in 2014. And that war has never stopped. Ever. He continues to do that. What is happening on the front? They can't take Pokrovsk so far. They might take it, they may not. They're trying to do those mid-wave attacks when a group of few people, 2, 3, under the fire from the back from Russian soldiers, has to run and take some territory. And then they move on inch by inch that way, running around on the fields with rusty machine guns. And all that myth about Russian great economy is a lie. Myth about Russian great army is a lie. They basically couldn't take defenseless Ukraine, who doesn't have nukes, who didn't have army, who didn't have fleet, nothing. So Russia still didn't take Pokrovsk, which they now throwing everything at it. Whatever they can possibly scramble and can have just to show the world, oh look, we took Pokrovsk. Pokrovsk is a mediocre city. And Russia will destroy it and bomb into the ground as well as they did with Bakhmut, with Avdiivka, with everything else. So they took Avdiivka, everybody was screaming. Oh, before that they took Bakhmut. Oh boy, Russia is winning, war is lost. None of this happened. On the contrary, Russia right now controls way less territory than in the past, in 2022. And only because other countries were stupid enough to keep appeasing Putin, keep dancing around and thinking about Russian bloody dictator as he's some sort of a democratic leader and supposed to respond to his people. Russian people are the gum of the bottom of the Putin's shoe. They nobody. Their place is on the knees. And that's where they are. Because when their loved ones can't come from the front, Putin throw them in the mid-wave attacks and so on. They only can meekly beg on their knees. And the pictures and videos of that are plenty. When they standing with the signs, please, please return my man home. Take somebody else's man. My man had enough. Please, please, my man doesn't isn't against killing innocent people in somebody else's country, raping their women and children, but the problem is he wasn't trained enough, he wasn't armed enough. So please give him a training, give him ammunition, give him a gun, teach him how to use it. And he's okay with killing innocent people for no reason. He's fine with it. He's perfectly fine. So Russian people doesn't have weapons. It's not America. They can't really go grab the gun and go do whatever they want and tell the government how to behave. Even Americans don't do that, apparently. But this video is not about Americans. So Ukraine is heroically defending not only themselves, but us and the whole Europe from Russian aggression for over 11 years. And the stupid people in Europe, the stupid parliaments, still allow Putin's puppets like Orban and Hungary being a part of European Union. Especially I was mad that he basically removed all the sanctions, all the necessary security checks on people who enter in Schengen zone through Hungary, Russians in particular. So any Russian spy now wide open could walk in European Union, no problem. And European Union tolerating this so far. Yeah, I seen today on the news that Hungary is doing all right, and the popularity of Orban and his party is low. It's 30-something%, 37, I think. But as history shows, previous polls mean really nothing. The only mean is real election, if they would be a real election, which I really don't think Orban will allow any real election, especially knowing what we know now, that many people in Hungary not happy with him and his party and what it gone. So this was about Hungary. As about Ukraine, Ukraine successfully bombing to the ground Russian oil refineries and oil storages. Tuapse got hit again. It was my city when I used to live for a while. Beautiful city on the Black Sea coast. I am right now traveling in Europe. I've been in the Mediterranean coast. It's gorgeous here. It's really warm. I could swim in October and so on. And the water is pure blue and clean and so on. And it was sad for me to think about the Black Sea, at about Tuapse, for example, and seeing the videos from the nearest town to Tuapse called Gizeldare, when the oil was spilled in the water after Ukrainian drones bombed the Russian oil tankers and so on. And it was basically floating, making Black Sea dirty. But I'm not blaming Ukraine for that. Ukraine is defending themselves. They don't have any other choice. Russia does. Putin started this war and he could stop it at any time. He does not want to. And as soon as every foreign idiot will get it into their head, and so is Russian idiot, that Putin will not stop. It's absolutely stupid and useless to put him to the table of whatever table this is. Unless it's in a Hague court, there is no place to put Putin. It does not matter. He does not want to stop. And I told it to the very first days of this war, of the full-scale invasion. I called to my prime minister, I wrote to my prime minister in Canada. I talked to my MLA, and I said exactly, and I'm repeating it now, Putin will not stop. He has to be stopped immediately. Nah, everybody thought, yeah, let's talk to him, let's please him, let's appease him. He will not stop. Even if you get him magically to the table, which I highly doubt it's gonna happen, he cannot appear weak. His power based on, I'm mighty, I'm powerful, I can do whatever I want. If he admit that he lost the war, that the war isn't going how he was planning, he will lose the power. And if he will lose the power, he will lose his life and money. Because he is not a democratic leader. He does not care what Russian people think. He does not care at all. This is why I agree with Sikorsky, which today or recently said, for him, bad war is better than bad peace. This is a dictatorship thing. Dictators cannot just say, oops, I did a mistake. Sorry about that. It's over 1 million Russians now. Dead, wounded, missing in action, almost way past million. And probably 500,000 Russians dead. Just Russians, not even counting Ukrainians. This is what some other countries are striving to achieve when they admire in Russia. And I just don't want to go to United States just now, talk about that. I might make a separate video about this. This is what American leader admiring. This is what he wants. That American people was fearful so much, they behaved like Chinese or like Russian slaves. They behave in a way that they stand on their knees and obey everything. I don't think it will work out very well with Americans, but that remains to be seen. The point is, Ukraine completely destroying Russian ability to fight the war because of attacking oil refineries. Volgograd got hit again, my city where I lived for a long time. Several times, at least 10 or 11 times, they hit Volgograd, нефтепереработка. And they will continue to do so. Also, they hit several important places, important military targets, like in Donetsk region. They hit factory producing military stuff, drone factory and so on. They hit several ammunition depots in different parts of Russia and occupied territories, and they will continue to do so. They whacking seaports which transporting Russian oil, like Tuapse, for example. And Ukraine successfully and methodically destroying Putin's ability to fight the war. The sooner everybody understands it, the better. My readers and my subscribers are well educated and intelligent people, and they understand it. Mostly what I'm saying, it's for new people who came to the channel and don't know much about the war. But the point is, you can make a difference. Either donate to Ukraine with Jake Bro campaign, for example. He is now making another campaign. I'm unfortunately away. I'm still traveling. Putin basically stopped my communications for 2 months with my family. Talking about that, communications right now are restored in some ways. And even internet on occasionally could be used. But Russia is basically choking internet. Recently, right today, I heard the news that Russia is trying to make everybody sign up to internet with their passports. There is such a channel, it's called Gosuslugi, State Services, which Russians using already for a while. It's for different government needs. When you need something from the government, you can go to that channel. You sign up with your passport, with your credentials. You can do some, I think, banking somewhat, and you need to pay something. You can do that. I think it's the same channel when some young men will receive the draft papers to the army. And now they don't even have to get, before, in the past, somebody had to show up at your door, ring the bell. When you open the door, they said, Mr. Ivanov, you are going to the army. Here's your paper, sign for it. And only after that, you consider it to be informed that you're supposed to show up and recruit in office and show up and to get to the army. Before that, that's how it was. Now, they can send you email or something like that through that channel, for example. And it doesn't matter. Did you receive it? Did you read it? Did you not? In several days, you will be second-class citizens. You will not be able to do banking. You will not be able to take loans. And a whole bunch of other of your rights will be stripped of you. This is how dictatorship works. In dictatorship, people don't have rights. They don't. They are gum on the bottom of the shoe of dictator. And they obey. So this is what America right now is striving for. This is what they want. At least that's what their leader wants. And he doesn't care what other Americans want. This is the future of the United States. And I have warned on my channel many times. But no, people love dictatorships. It's so simple and easy when somebody is thinking for you. Somebody telling you how to behave and what to do. Fantastic. So anyways, Ukraine is not losing this war, number one. Number two, Ukraine actually destroying Russian ability to fight this war. And Russian economy is collapsing. Russian economy is doing not well at all. Russian economy was already, in my opinion, in recession. It's not even stagflation anymore. Russian central bank bent the knee to the Russian military companies because they said we can't function. We cannot tolerate over 20% rate. So they had to reduce it. They spit on inflation and said, whatever gonna be, who cares what Russian people are thinking. Russian people now struggling to get fuel. They can't really fuel in their cars in some places, like Southern District, for example, or Crimea and so on. They can't provide it because they can't produce it anymore. After Ukraine whacked several refineries, this is what's happening. This is what will happen and will continue to happen. And being from Russia, I want Russian people also, as well as Ukrainians, live in peace. And Russian people are not safe, no matter where they are. Even Ukraine doesn't hit civilian objects on purpose anyways. It can happen. Russian planes losing bombs in Russia. They called it unpredictable fall of the ammunition. And it happened many times. Also, they're knocking down the drones. The debris falls. Also, they jamming the Ukrainian drones. Some drone can fall somewhere, and so on. And their own stupidity, their own government stupidity. Like as I said in one of my videos, when Ukraine knocked down the railroad bridge, half an hour later, according to Russian Ministry of Russian Prosecutor Office, they had half an hour to warn people that trains shouldn't go that way. They didn't bother. That's why passenger train ran into it, into a whole pile of debris, and people died, and train get derailed. Passenger train. They had half an hour, according to Prosecutor's Office of Russia, to warn people to stop this train. They choose not to, or they just was too stupid, too busy, too whatever. So nobody is safe. Meanwhile, being traveling in Europe, I heard Russian speakers here. I met Russians from Moscow. They wasn't Putin supporters, but I don't think they fighting for Ukraine much either. So Russians to this day freely traveling in Europe, and they say they have no problem to go anywhere they want. In my opinion, this is a bad thing, and it shouldn't happen. So basically, this is what the update what's happening. Many people telling you in more details, like Warthog Defense channel or Jake Bro or Professor Gerdes Explain channel. And keep in mind that the goal to put Putin to the table is useless waste of time and lives of Ukrainian people and Russians too, which I don't care since they don't have to be in Ukraine. They can go home and don't die. But the point is, Russian civilians I feel sorry for. Many of them has nothing to do with anything. But they will be collateral damage, and they still are. The point is, Putin must be stopped. Europe still not ready to stop Putin. They still not could put their goals right. And the goal supposed to be stop Putin. Forced him to stop. And while Putin in power and not in Hague, this is not gonna happen. This is a fairy tale, and people will keep dying for that stupid fairy tale. When the foreign leaders are pretending that they're dealing with a normal human being, they're dealing with monster, they are dealing with a dictator. His goal is to stay in power, and for that he's gonna kill millions. He already killed over 1 million, if to count all of his wars and everything. And I'm talking just about, mostly just about Russians, but together with Ukrainians and this and that, it's just about 1 million probably, maybe a little less. But casualties, Russian casualties, dead, wounded, missing in action, it's already over 1 million. It's already about 500,000 for sure. So anyways, Putin must be stopped. He must be removed from power by any means necessary. Period. This is the goal supposed to be. The goal supposed to be to help Ukraine stop Putin. According to several sources, Europe isn't ready to fight. They don't really have people to go on the battlefield and die. Ukraine bought them over 11 years, and they wasted it. They threw it in the garbage. Lives of Ukrainians are lost for no reason for Europe. They defended Europe because they thought Europe will smarten up. And United States, I'm not even talking about them. They literally switched to the Putin side. And the idiots in United States still dancing around Trump. Trump will do this. Trump will stop Putin. Trump will do that. Trump loves dictators. He's Putin's friend. And Americans are gum on the bottom of his shoes. They're not equal to him in any way. They are nobodies. That's how dictators treat their people. This is how Americans will be treated. And they are treated like that by Trump right now. So stop wasting time, waiting that United States will do something. While Trump is in power, nothing gonna happen. He's not gonna help Ukraine. He will not gonna stop Putin. He will join Putin. He already did. Everything he does is helping Putin. This is why the hope is only for Ukraine and for Europe, that they will stop Putin. And if Europe will be stupid enough not to help Ukraine, then European people will die on the fronts or in the hybrid attacks by Russian FSB. They already committed several attacks like that, and you can watch it in my videos as well. The point is, stop waiting for America and stop waiting that Putin will sit at the table and agree on something. Even if the miracle like that happened and he agreed on anything, he will throw it in the garbage as soon as the ink will dry. Maybe even not wait for that. It will be another deceiving moment, another lie, just to deceive you for a moment so you switch your attention so Putin can attack you again. While Putin in power, this war will not stop. Period. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. See you later.